Well, a fine good evening, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. You may be wondering where I am. And let me see if I can clue you in a bit. This is Plainmont, and you see 1953 on the date right there. This is a cemetery in Plainfield, Vermont, or East Montpelier, depending upon which map you're using. So it has this lovely stacked stone entrance, and oh, there are no gates here. I can't be locked in. There's a picture of it on the findagrave.com website that has clearly gates right here, but well, yeah, you don't have to worry about being locked in. Alrighty, I'm using a different microphone for this portion of it. Do apologize. I hope you can hear me okay, because this is to east in front of us here, and it can be quite loud with the traffic. That building right there that you see is the hardware store, the Plainfield hardware store. If you are, and this roadway is not marked. See, no street markers, no road markers, no nothing that tells you. Oh, by the way, Plainmont Cemetery is right here. I drove by it when I was heading. Mosquitoes are just killing me tonight. If you're heading from that direction this way, I missed it entirely. And heading from this way, now I had stopped at the maple fields down that way, about a mile and a half down the road that way. And the gentleman there said that if you've driven by the hardware store, you've gone too far. Well, there's the hardware store, and this was the last path I saw. I actually thought this was a driveway to someone's house, to be honest. But no. No, the only thing on this road is the cemetery. Now, the gentleman at the Maple Fields did also say that there's no way you can see the cemetery when you're driving, and the cemetery will be on your left, so if you're heading that way. But you can definitely see it on the way coming back. And with all due respect, I didn't see it. Don't know if I'm blind as a bat, but I didn't see it either direction. So I have to re-record. You'll notice a change in sunlight because the first portion of this did not record thanks to the microphone failing. I don't know why it failed, but it did. So I'm going to be walking at a brisk pace for me around this cemetery, portion of the cemetery, because the other two sections did actually record. Hallelujah. So, yay for that. All right. Okay. I do apologize for the light. I know, it's not good. It's not good. I've been here almost 2 hours. Oh, no, more than that. Almost 3 hours. Klein, and I don't know anyone who's buried here. At this point, I have walked pretty much the entire cemetery, and I don't know who's buried here. And but there are some gorgeous stones in the cemetery. I'm wondering about this plant, though. This tree, these flowers here. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I want to say hydrangeas, but they're very fragrant. And I'm sorry you're not here with me to enjoy this with me, since I do typically go by myself on tours. I have had friends with me occasionally. I know one friend was saying that she would love to see what it's like to film a video, and she came with me one day. And then she spent a good portion of the time searching for a grave on my behalf. And in fact, we found it together using the coordinates from findagrave.com. That was the General Oliver Otis Howard video. You will see her in my video. I don't typically film people if I don't have to. The truth shall make you free. Ravine. interesting that there are markers, these flat markers, flat headstones, and right underneath this plant right here. I hope the roots don't uproot the markers. Now this is well, this is sad, quite frankly. In loving memory of Logan Jacobs, November 28, 1995 to June 25, 2016. So he was 20. We can see here that there's a Franklin Holt, who is a veteran, a U.S. veteran. And then over here, I've read something like this before in another cemetery, and I do really like the sentiment of it. If tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, I'd walk right up to heaven and bring you home again. I'm guessing that's pulling at your heartstrings as well. And then we have a pinwheel. They're so much fun. I know that children are not the only ones who enjoy them. I've certainly been around adults who've enjoyed them too. I mean, I like them. I like to blow bubbles too. So, kind of silly but true. All right. Let me... So the Cemetery Commission, the Plainfield Cemetery Commission, is responsible for this cemetery, which is why it's a little confusing that Google Maps said this is in East Montpelier, and the gentleman I was talking to, who replaces the worn flags on the veteran graves, said that this is Plainfield. So I don't know what to tell you. I just know that I used the Google Maps to East Montpelier, and I did eventually get here. Whereas we're in Plainfield, and I know Plainfield Cemetery Commission does take care of this place. I looked at the March minutes of their meeting because it said that there was damage at the cemetery. So apparently the damage was tree related. They raised a group of volunteers together, and they came to the cemetery and cleaned it up. Kudos to them for clearing up the damage. That is amazing. Because I have been to cemeteries where they just don't look good. Look how beautiful these flowers are. Wow. Now, they kind of remind me of daisies, but the Gerbera daisies. But, for folks who actually know this stuff, please tell me. So, that noise you hear, I presume you can hear the noise. That's the Route 2 noise. And obviously I have no control over that. Look at this. Wow. Elks. This is an Elks BPOE. Benevolent something of Elks. Order of Elks. Benevolent Protector? Well, you folks can correct me. I don't remember. Look at that though. I love shots where I get to look into something. And the flowers are lovely as well. And a veteran. All right. So 1908 to 1969 and 1907 to 1980. Someone's grandparents, well, clearly someone's parents, and then someone's grandparents, perhaps. Still, it looks well cared for with the plants right there, the flowers. So, all right, let's keep going. So many to cover here. That is really a beautiful monument. I've seen one in this style, gosh, at Greenmount Cemetery in Burlington, Vermont, and at St. Augustine Cemetery in Montpelier, Vermont. They were beautiful as well. Okay, let's see. I'm certainly a veteran, but I also know that baby Bernard J., 1954. I am so sorry. I mean, they died, these folks died pretty recently, really, 2019 and 2020. But boy, they would have been, what, 28, 29 when their child was born and died. So sad. OES. See that right there? I don't know what that stands for. And if you know what it stands for, I would love it if you would put it in the comments below, because I really just have no idea. I see a lot of abbreviations on all sorts of headstones, tombstones, markers, and I don't typically know what those things stand for. So I know there's some people who put in the YouTube comments below for military stuff. They'll tell me what those things stand for. Thank you for that. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure others do too. I know there was one, what was it? OLC for a military grave. Some, at least two at Resurrection Park in South Burlington, Vermont, and it actually stands for Oak Leaf Cluster. I haven't seen that abbreviation here, but isn't this great? Maybe their house? I don't know. But I really like it. All right, let us continue. The upside of having to re-record this first part is that I'm actually filming this side as well. I didn't get that chance because I was filming this other side, but no reason why I can't do both sides. So you can see these graves. Some beautiful carvings on these more modern headstones. This is one of the this in Resurrection Park, which opened in 1942. I think that's right. I filmed that maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, so it's harder to remember. Ooh, I did not notice this before. That this grave looks kind of fresh. When did this person die? World War II, 2010. Huh. And then this, I love the engraving on this. Here we have a covered bridge over some waterway, maybe the Winooski River because it goes through Montpelier. A horse and buggy, the faithful dog awaiting them, a dairy farm, mountain. Let's just say this is typical Vermont stuff, right? Not so much the dog and the horse and buggy, but the covered bridge, the dairy farm, the mountain. So, very typical fare. And here we have another beautiful monument. And I know what I'm looking at on to the viewfinder, I think is going to look different than what you see. Here, sunset is coming up soon, within the next few minutes here. And I'm trying hard to get this recorded. So this looks dark to me, but it's not dark yet. But like any other cemetery I've been in, there are no lights here. So you can bet your bottom dollar I want to record and get back to my car. Leo F. McGibney, Vermont, PHM-2, U.S. Navy, World War I. June 23, 1899, April 3, 1957. And I don't know what PHM stands for. But you know the drill. If you know, please let us all know in the YouTube comments below. I always appreciate that. Absolutely. Absolutely appreciate that. Now this headstone, this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at this beautiful curve up here. And then down here is a proverb, chapter 31, verse 31, where it says, "Give her the reward she has earned." I don't know what that says at all. I know someone has suggested that I use Google Translate, and I would use Google Translate in a heartbeat. But if I try to use Google Translate as I'm filming, the film will end. It'll just poof, the video will stop, and I'll have to start again. And maybe that doesn't sound like much of a hardship to anyone else, but it's annoying. So I'm not going to do that. But I did take a photograph, so maybe. All right, look at this. How cool is this? Their house. Wow, their house. And then down here, it looks like it says funeral director. And on this side, it does say Montpelier. I don't know what that is a symbol of, but if you do, please tell me. I love the house, though. I've never seen anything like that on a headstone before. Ooh, I think that's a backhoe, I guess, but I can't think what those things are called. It'll come to me in a few minutes, I know, when I least expect it. I've never driven anything like that. I do have a commercial driver's license because I drove a bus years ago at the University of Vermont. I am one of the original 8 drivers. So, I know one is already dead and her husband is too. She died quite a few years ago. Do I dare? I don't think this is the one, though. No. I'm going to come over here and show you what's inside these windows over here. I can sort of see in the windows because maybe you can tell that's a little uphill. But let's see, can you see what's in there? I think so. There's a little bit of light. Oh, mosquitoes galore. That's the one thing you should be glad you're not here with me to enjoy. But other than that, the temperature is fantastic. I'm betting it's low 70s, maybe high 60s right now, given the time of day. You can see the water is donated by the Plainfield hardware store. So thank you. I mean, I'm not going to turn water on here, but thank you for donating the water. Look at how close this is to the ravine. Holy cow. That is insane. Let me see if I can get a better picture for you. Maybe it's not obvious that this is on a ravine. The thing is, I wouldn't want to walk down there because I just put my cane in and look what happened. Woo! Right down into the dirt right there. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. Alrighty. And certainly when you're walking in a cemetery, you want to be careful not to walk on these markers that are flat to the ground. Because that would be, that'd be a real shame to do that. All right, let's see. Alrighty. So, this is something we don't see that often, because I don't see that often, maybe you do. I saw cursive at the St. Augustine Cemetery in Montpelier, Vermont, and then couldn't read the darn first letter. It was K, and I couldn't make out the K. It was an interesting script. But here we have this cursive, and that, and this, all the Davis family, and their entire monument is also in cursive. I just think that's lovely. And then also down here, we have some larger headstones. This size is about the size we've been seeing over here, but holy cow, Laird, that's one heck of a chunk of granite. So I don't know what this person did for a living, but Fred Laird, Kelly Laird, Norman Laird, Joseph, tripped on the pavement, Levitt, Flora C., his wife. I had an Aunt Flora, a great Aunt Flora, my grandmother's sister, who's long dead, died in the early 70s. But she was a nasty woman. So I don't know what kind of life she led, but wow, nasty woman. Now this one, by this Cutler family, this is a beautiful headstone. We can see Isabel D. Cutler. That's this one right here. And let me pan in. 1884, 1885, so a baby. Oh, these poor parents. But let me show you what I really like about this headstone. I love the fact, I love this leaf motif. Isn't that beautiful? And that the letters are raised. And they do look like they were chiseled down to the letters as opposed to being attached to the front. And same with the name, the last name down here. Hopefully my light helps with this. All right, and let's see. At least I know it can't be locked in. Hallelujah. And this time around, I locked my car window. I closed the car window and locked the car up. So, and here we have a crypt. I love a crypt. This is the Ladd crypt. And that helps or not. Frank S. and Cherry Ladd, 1885 for her, 1954, and he was 1878 to 1955. Pretty close in the years there. All right, over here I have a couple of interesting headstones, and this one is Neil. There's an anvil at the top with a horseshoe right here, and the anvil. What did this man do for work? He was born in 1901 and died in 1973, and Guerra T. was born in 1899 and died in 1984. Now this quotation I love, but I don't know where it's from. Quote, "His brow is wet with honest sweat. He earns whate'er he can, and looks the whole world in the face, for he owes not any man." Unquote. I love that. Love that. Hope you do too. So sad. Now this is going to be tricky. I do not think my light helps that. Mary Johnson, July 17, 1996. Daughter to Gregory and Jennifer. Sister to Sam and someone. Sam and, gosh, I can't read that. Sam and Lily. So, a baby. Now here, this is a really interesting headstone. This is it looks like a grinding wheel. So, like for flour, for instance. And it says, Willard Shepard Martin, January 28, 1868 to September 14, 1934. And Maud Morrison Martin, August 28, 1871 to August 3, 1953. And she missed her birthday by, less than a month. But still. Another stacked stone wall. Whoops. Stacked stone wall here. And it's a beautiful wall. Let me show you what's behind it. Oh, those slaps you're hearing are me killing mosquitoes that land on me. Now, I do not think that my phone camera is going to do this justice. I don't think that light is helping either. But this is a ravine. Now, I was chatting with a gentleman who was here, and who served in the army. I think he was in the army. Anyway, he replaces the flags. God bless him. Anyway, he told me that the ravine. He told me about the ravine, and you hear about that more in part 2 of this. But anyway, so this is going to be part 1 of the Plainmont Cemetery here in Plainfield, Vermont. So thank you so much for coming along with me. Oh, since I'm walking back, I'll just walk back this other way. I didn't walk this section, and what the heck? Let's just do this, shall we? I like that idea. It's kind of nifty walking underneath these flowers. Oh, I see another crypt. Let's go check out another crypt. It looks like we have a couple of veterans buried here. Hazel M. And what is this gentleman's name? Ronald W. Pilbin. I do like a crypt. I do like a mausoleum. There are no mausoleums here, but 2 crypts so far that I've seen. All right, so as you can see, the sky is, it's dusk now, and I wasn't on this roadway. I was on the one on the far side. So, looks like we might actually get to see the whole place. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And it looks like they're both still with us. I like that sentiment a lot. That's familiar to me, but I don't know where that's from. So I've got a lot of research to do on verses and whatnot. But I love these hedges. These hedges that have these headstones in them. There's a Spalding buried here. Doesn't Barry have a Spalding High School? I don't know. It rings a distant bell. Very distant. So, a true light keeper shines his beam brightly on the one he loves forever, never letting go. And a beautiful rose granite too. All right. Together in life, together in death. Looks like two people are still alive. Raymond and Nancy Noble are still alive. Paulette. The woman's last name is typically a maiden name. Bobcat. That's what that thing is called, I think, a bobcat. Oh my. Another fresh burial. Wow. This is the second one I've seen. Wow. Wow. May you rest in peace. Oh. Wow. I'm sorry for your loss, whoever you are. All right. Now there's an interesting picture. Am I right? It appears they are still with us. There's a date of birth, I'm guessing. And do they work in American Airlines? American Airlines right there. Anyway. And more pictures. Baseball. And golf. Pretty interesting. The folks here have some very interesting pictures on their headstones. Now, this is for cremains, that kind of headstone. I didn't see this picture before. I don't know what that's a picture of. Oh, no, I think it's a golf course. Maybe? Where are you? Yeah, I think it's a golf course. If you have a better idea what that is, you can let me know. Oh wow, these solar lights are coming to life. You may not be able to tell. Right over here, there's a solar light that has come to life. Alrighty, well, let's see. I see my car coming up. This is the fastest I have ever walked a cemetery. And I mean, night is falling. It's just getting dark. And I don't want to be here much longer. In memory of Bruce Gerald Howard, Vermont Social Club, March 22, 58 to October 29, 06. People are often like rivers. They often find themselves following the path of least resistance. Just because it's easy doesn't mean it's the right path. sometimes the right things are the hardest. Just remember, keep on putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward and do it with pride. Wow. Wow. How amazing is that? Even from the grave, someone is offering a pep talk on life. Wow. Apparently this person went by Jake. See that? Okay. Clearly this middle path is the most worn one because I'm walking on the center, which is tall and rounded compared to the two sides. Maybe you can tell. What an interesting first name, Zilda. Wow, that is definitely intriguing. And he, although his first name was Franklin, went by Bill apparently. Maybe that was his middle name. Don't know. The name Gray is on gray stone. Nothing ironic there, right? Okay. Now, who is this? Well, it would appear that this gentleman here, Michael K. Otis, died too young. 59. I mean, 59 nowadays. I mean, that's just young. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. It says, "Forever in our hearts, December 22, 61 to July 31, 2021. So young. 59 really is just young. That's, I'm just a little younger than that. I mean, I'm pushing 60. So, Alrighty. Look at these gorgeous flowers right here. Aren't these lovely? Yeah, we can see the sky is really looking dark. And we can see over here, there's plenty of space if anybody wanted to be buried here. Still, the Cemetery Commission has said, it's on their website, that their job is to sell plots. Do you notice another solar light over here? They do work. I was wondering if they worked, and they do. Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming with me. Enjoy the rest of the videos on the Plainmont Cemetery, dated 1953, here in Plainfield or East Montpelier, Vermont. All right, till we meet again, you have a great day. Bye.